I'm embarrassed all the time. I think everything is so embarrassing.
It was like,
And
for
it
me,
really,
it
like,
was,
mostly applies in
I was very much of a quiet kid, so I didn't socialize with a lot of people. So
Like, I just want to quiet my mind and just like live instead of overthinking.
Holding on to the past and just by like letting it go, since it could really like haunt you by just ruining.
You are listening to Farewell, the Eulogy Project podcast.
Hello, I'm Dr. Scott Conti, fantastic principal of the greatest high school in the history of all high schools, New Design High School. You guys believe that?
Sure.
Sure, anything. Now that you're sitting with microphones on, you realize you can't disagree with me. I'm here with two amazing human beings. Please introduce yourselves.
My name is Ononna, and I'm a junior here.
My name is Kelly.
She's also a junior. Kelly, who's your best friend in the world?
Like intensely looking at her.
I don't.
Are they in the room?
Probably not.
Oh my gosh, Ononna.
Crazy. You know who's my best friend?
Yeah,
Not
tell
Kelly.
me. Oh,
That's
there you
crazy.
go. Crazy. I love it. This is our first best friend episode podcast. So welcome to Farewell, the Eulogy podcast. I've been saying every podcast episode, this is a strange assignment, writing about our own eulogies.
It is weird.
It is strange, right? Because you actually won't be able to do this in real life because you'll probably be gone. I guess you could pre-write
Can we
one.
use it?
Huh?
When I wrote, like,
Oh, this one?
yeah.
I guess so. But you're going to
I
be...
want somebody else to say something.
I'll do it. There's no way I'm going to be alive when you die, babe. All right, Kelly. What are you writing about? And was this hard to write? Like, or did you know right away the thing you wanted to say goodbye to, or the thing that's been plaguing you?
I guess it was like, you know how like, I mean, it was pretty hard. I couldn't think of anything at first, but I guess I went with something that was a little like majority of like in my life. Like, for example, I'm writing about how in my childhood I was like a very confident kid, but now I think it's like faded away.
Oh, interesting. We've had a lot of people talking about shy kids becoming more confident, but you actually feel like you're becoming less confident.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that about in her? You know her so well. Do you actually think she's becoming less confident?
I think she just doubts herself.
Oh, interesting.
She just stresses out. You just have to be there and be like, it's fine.
Yeah. Do you know why this is like, can you put a pulse on why this is happening or why you're feeling this way?
I guess it was like really bad friend groups, and I
Mm.
couldn't really like muster up like what to do, and it was like once I was stuck in those friend groups, it was like really hard to get out because it was like this thought would come up and it would be like, oh, what would I do now without any friends, or like I guess it was like scared of being alone overall.
Yeah. Toxic friend groups.
Toxic.
You've got rid of the friends?
Yeah.
No, I'm right here.
That's crazy.
No, we're right here. The two of us are right here. We're still around in your life. You got rid of those friends, or they're still around?
Yeah.
Was that hard to do?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it slowly fit. It wasn't like, oh, I'm leaving you and blah, blah, blah. No, it was like loss of communication and stuff. There's no bad, like, terms between us. It's just, I guess no more talking between us, but overall, I think it ended pretty well. Like, I can say my cousin was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Too. So that ended after a breakup, but because I guess they all turned against me in some ways, and that's pretty awkward. But I mean, you know, it's like we're still in good terms, even though all that happened. So
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're maybe putting some healthier boundaries around it, right?
yeah.
Kelly, I had a very hard time when I graduated from college right afterwards. Same thing. It's like, I think when you're presented with new life challenges too, it takes a while to get, right? Like we get our confidence from being successful, and sometimes when we're in new situations, we don't always carry that success over from other areas. But wow, what a beautiful, emotional topic to write about. Courageous. Best friend. What are you writing about?
I'm writing about my childhood.
Oh.
About, well, it's like a cliche, like, you know, graduating high school and like, but I think I lost my childhood a while ago. I don't know, because I feel like we were forced to grow up during COVID.
Yeah, that was
So
interesting
I
time.
really feel like I really need to say good, like I'm not saying goodbye for sure, because I will always be a child at heart, but just like a regular, like accepting it.
And then, like, what did you? COVID was rough for many of us. What did you like? What parts of yourself did you kind of get lost? As
I
you
lost,
say?
okay, my sense of being careless. I started like overthinking a lot.
Mm.
Like when I was little, I used to like not care about anything, but now like every single action I make, I think about everything. Every single person is gonna affect. Every single thing is gonna affect. So it's mostly like overthinking about stuff.
And do you feel like you're still doing a lot of overthinking? Some inconsistent.
I think, well, now I appreciate my overthinking because it helps me a lot, but I think I want my carelessness back too. But I have to say goodbye because I am becoming an adult and you can't really be that careless when you're growing up.
Well, I think it's about that responsibility thing, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility to take on.
I'm sure all our listeners are like, are they good students? They're the best. Like all A's, both of them, right? Yeah, I think that's like, but I think this one thing is like, I'm a little bit older than both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we combine the 2 years' ages, I'm still a little bit older. But I think like, you got to figure out how to craft you, and it takes a long time, right? The you want to
Yeah.
be, right? I've never struggled with being a child. Like, I am childlike constantly. I've actually struggled with the other thing was like how to be childlike and do the things you folks do, which is like be really successful. But I think like it just takes time to craft that human being that kind of works for you. And you're super fun, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Funny.
See, that's the thing.
No,
I
she's
used to
not
be
funny.
very uptight. I used to be very
Really?
uptight. Yeah. I used
Before
to be
you got the new
very-
design?
Yeah.
That's shut.
I made it like new design is gonna be like my change.
Oh my
when
gosh,
I
stop. She
don't.
told me like later on after we became friends, she was like, oh, I hated you so much for sitting next to me. And I was just choosing the seat that was closest to the door because I didn't want to walk past so many people because I walked in late. And then later on she told me, she was like, oh, I hated you so much
Okay,
for sitting next to
hear
me.
me out,
And I was
everyone.
like,
Okay, hear me out.
How did you ever become her best friend after that?
No, she told me afterwards.
Oh.
I told her like a year later because I surrounded myself in middle school with a lot of people who were like child. Like I mean, yes, we were children, but like whatever their actions kind of freaked me out, and I had to be the very responsible one. Like I used to be the parent of the group,
Oh,
which
that's
I
not
got
fun.
tired of. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not doing that. So I'm like, the best way to do that, cause I will be a parent. I'll take a role of a parent any day in any situation.
Even in your own family, you have to do that role?
Yeah. So
Oh.
it's like
Are you the oldest?
no.
Oh.
I'm the middle one.
Okay.
But I like take it on sometimes. But like it goes into everything. So like when I came to freshman year, I was like, okay, no friends means no parenting. So I was like, I'm gonna be sitting by myself and everything.
Wow. I'm looking at Kelly as this is being said.
But then she sat next to me, and then
Aw.
we became friends. So it worked out.
I have to say, you two are quite hysterical together, too. All right. There's thousands, if not millions, of people suffering from the same thing that you've suffered through. What advice would you give somebody who's maybe experiencing the thing that you're writing about in your eulogy project?
Don't know. I guess if you're even like saying goodbye, like the eulogy is like basically saying like goodbye to a dead part of you. I'd say you still have that thing in you, even if you're saying goodbye to it. That is a part of you, and you need to hold that like responsible. Like it is a part of me. It used to be a part of me, and use that for future experiences. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that we grow from these situations, and
Mhm.
sometimes even the worst situation becomes the foundation of who we become. We talked about that in the last episode, that like it's nice to have a nice easy day, but man, to get crushed by life, you learn so much,
Yep.
right? Oh no, Kelly, you look so. You okay?
Yeah,
Can-
no, I was just thinking about it. It was like so relatable. Like everything happens for a reason, basically. Like
Yeah.
everything that happens to you was like a lesson.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I think you're also in the middle of something you're trying to figure out. So sometimes the wisdom doesn't always come. But that's also like, you got to be in the middle of stuff, right? You know? I was going to say, I hope some of our listeners out there don't ever not be in the middle of things in their life. Like, we have to be constantly working on stuff, right? To make ourselves better, happier, playful, confident human beings. Anything else you want to tell our listeners before we...
Not really. I guess. You know what? Let me make it great. You guys are amazing.
You are out there.
I'll compliment you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying every day, so counts, right?
That's beautiful. Speaking of trying every day, I'm getting so good at doing this. You ready for this? I'm Dr. Scott Conti, founding principal of New Design High School, and this has been Farewell, the Eulogy podcast.
You've been listening to Farewell, the Eulogy Project Podcast, a Spark Studio production.